Okay, so now we're getting into shading these. So here's how we're going to do this. What we need to do is create a background. And in order to do that, we're going to use the rectangle marquee tool. And we're just going to go right through the circles like this, right? That's going to be our sky, so to speak. Okay, so there you go. I didn't do a good job. There's a little thing over there, but who cares? So now I'm going to make a layer, and that's going to go underneath our flat spheres. Okay, and now we're just going to take. I just going to take black and white, and I'm going to do a gradation. So I find the gradient tool and go like this to get that edge there. Command D. And now you can see that there is, in fact, a difference between the sky and the ground. Hooray. Yay. Okay, so that's it. So I'm going to title this sky. Okay, and this I'm going to title ground, which is the background. Now, what I'm going to do now is something very important for all of you to do, and that's to lock your layers, because we don't want to paint on these. So I'm going to lock them. All right, next up is I create a new layer, which is going to be our paint layer, and that needs to be on the top. So we have to drag that up. Hopefully it'll appear there. If it doesn't, just drag it up to the top and write paint. Now the easy part now is just using your magic wand, going to the flat layer and clicking on the red. And now it's selected, and I'm going to now, because we've locked it, you can see I can't paint on it. That's very important. So I'm going to go up to the paint layer, and I'm going to look at my brush. My brush usually is on normal, but I'm going to bring it down to multiply. And you want to do 50-50. So roughly, it's not going to be perfect. All right, there we go. And we want a fuzzy brush. Remember, always a fuzzy brush, not a sharp brush. And I'm going to make the brush fairly large, like, I don't know, like that big. And I'm going to pick a color, a darker color. So I'm going to pick like a dark red. And you just kind of do a kind of a smile kind of thing here, and that darkens the ball. Okay, so that's the first part. That's multiply. Multiply is up here, and that's always to darken. Some people don't remember how to tell the difference, but to lighten, you're going to use screen. And screen's like opening the screen window. That's how you remember it, to let the light in, which really doesn't make any sense, but it's a window. Anyway, now I'm going to pick a lighter color, and I'm going to go, I don't know, like right up here. And then I'm going to hang it over the edge here. You notice when I did this, I started on the outside and swung. If you just start in the middle, you get kind of weird edges. So I start on the outside here. So I'm almost hanging off the edge, and I start to just kind of do it in small circles. Every time I click, it's getting brighter and brighter. And then if you really want a sharp kind of dot, you can just kind of click a couple times and you get that little highlight. And that's how you shade the ball, and that's it. Because now we have our highlight, we have our shadow, and we have bounce light, which is just the regular red which we had before. And you're going to do that with each one of these. So it doesn't matter that this is cut off. I'll demonstrate it. Go to the flats, click on green. I'm going to find the green color, make it a little dark, and we'll go to a dark green and watch this one last time. I'm going to take the brush, I'm going to change it to multiply because we need to darken it. And it's on the wrong layer. Go to the paint layer. Yay. And now we're going to do the same swinging motion, okay? And you can see here it's working. And you can see I'm painting, I go off the edge. That keeps it nice and kind of, there's no weird edges. So now I'm going to take this color here, right, and go a little lighter. So I just basically clicked on the green, and then I clicked over here, and that got me there. And I'm going to change to screen there and hang it over the edge here. You can also use a bigger brush if you want to do this. Hang over the edge, and you get this kind of look. So a lot of times if you just sit there and click, 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 you're going to see sharp edges. But if you just basically, wiggle this around in small circles, it's okay. So I'm going to stop here because now we can see we made a sky, and we also shaded correctly. We have the highlight, we have the shadow core, like the dark shadow. So it's bright, dark, medium color. Okay, that's our green that we had there before. And I'm going to come back and these are all going to be done. So on to part 3.